Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Hey guys, it's Filthy and I'm back with another video. Just got done farming a bunch of keys on PTR with the Gears of Dreadland set and it is incredibly fast. So I'll put up some footage. Probably the worst map you can normally get for T16, so caves with tunnels, and then onto the Blood Moors, which is just rubbish, and you'll see that it absolutely eats it up for breakfast because the move speed is absolutely bonkers. The build is very flexible. You can add toughness to it if you want to add toughness, you can add damage if you need some more damage, and obviously it's very flexible. Move speed, damage, toughness, pick whatever you want. But before we jump into it, welcome to anybody who is new to the channel. Do consider subscribing if you enjoy Diablo 3. I'm going to keep making guides just as long as there's stuff to do, and hopefully speaking we'll be moving on to starter guides after we've done a couple more push videos for the Necromancer. So jumping in and looking at the Gears of Dreadland set, the 4-piece works on momentum stacks, so whenever we attack with a primary we get momentum stacks which are here. What they do is they give us multiplicative damage on our primary skills, so at 20 seconds of momentum we deal 200% damage. Momentum decays like 1 stack per second, so obviously if you don't cast any more primaries you end up with no multiplier, so just every so often you need to be firing off a primary skill. On the 4-piece, Strafe will basically shoot out our last used primary, so that's great, so we can basically do damage on the move. We get a 60% damage reduction while strafing, and for 5 seconds after we'll never stop strafing for more than 5 seconds, so 60% damage reduction the whole way. We also get 8% move speed per momentum stack, so if we juice ourselves up to the full 20 stacks, we now move at 160% move speed, which is obviously phenomenal. Really good for a 4-piece and is one of the reasons this build is just so quick. 6-piece primary skills deal 10k additional damage. Our primary skill of choice, like with the speed build that we did the other day, it's going to be Hungering Arrow, Devouring Arrow, so Cold Rune basically. We juice this up with the Siri Satchel, so up to 600% damage mod on that. We also have the Hunter's Wrath Belt, up to 200% damage mod, and we get 30% attack speed bonus. We're going to take Depth Diggers, primary skills deal up to double damage, and then finally we're going to take Simplicity Strength, flat damage to all primary skills. We do get a heal, but we're not really that bothered about that because we're hoping to have a shield around the character to make us pretty immune to damage, not 100% immune, but fairly immune. That's important because we're also going to take Squirts, so this is a double damage modifier provided we're not taking incoming damage, so provided the shield is up we do deal double damage. These stacks are here. This is your shield stacks as well from the Fortress Ballista, which goes in the cube or the character, pick either one, it's absolutely fine. Now your squirts will drop because obviously sometimes you'll just run over fire or something will hit you. Doesn't matter, it'll build back up over time. I still think this is probably worth taking over, say, maybe going for a legendary gem or swapping the gear around somehow, but obviously, as I say, it is flexible, so there's bits that you can do. Now, we need to manage toughness because we don't want this squirts bonus dropping off very much, so that is handled by the 60% damage reduction in the 4-piece. We're also going to take Vengeance with the Dark Heart rune, so 50% damage reduction for that. This also incidentally gives us another 40% damage mod, which probably should have gone over in the damage portion. Now, with the Dawn, we get 65% cooldown reduction on Vengeance, so very easy to get perma uptime. You need about 37-38% sheet cooldown, but we're also going to take the Zodiac because we've got lots of abilities that we kind of could do with helping out on the cooldown. So just gone for this because I just find it makes the build very smooth to play. We've got the Avarice Band to give us humongous pickup radius, and that's great because traveling at such speed we need to basically have huge pickup radius all the time. We've got the NEMs for progression, so DBs and just general progression in rifts. And then other than that, we're going for a bit of speed. So we've got the Boon of the Hoarder, it gives us gold to empower rifts, but also gives us 30% move speed. Wreath of Lightning, again, another 25% move speed, which is pretty nice. That's a pretty easy swap for more damage. So let's say you want to take Bait of the Trapped, 45% extra damage against slow. Or you could go for a Taeguk, which would do you damage and toughness. I probably would put this in if I was struggling for toughness and damage, and I'd take out the Wreath of Lightning, but it is there for 25%. And importantly, the arm guards, whenever we destroy an object, we get 50% move speed. Obviously the Wreath of Lightning will blow stuff up for us, but because we're strafing and damaging quite a lot, this bonus is active pretty much most of the time, which is pretty nice. Now in terms of the skills, we're looking to go for move speed, so strafe, drifting shadow keeps us at 100% move speed when we strafe. Devouring arrow, this is just the rune that I've been using for pushing and for speed farming, so I've just left it because obviously I'm going to want to try and match this build to that. Vengeance Dark Art, 50% DR and the 40% extra damage. Preparation, Focus Mind, this gives us discipline over time because we do have something that is going to use discipline, so this is just kind of nice drip feed. 45-second cooldown, but obviously the Zodiac is going to be funneling quite a few bits into this. And then we've got Smoke Screen Displacement, 100% move speed whilst we are invisible, so this is how we're spending our discipline basically. So you pop this, it's a huge speed buff, because we also take tactical advantage. After using smoke screen we get 60%, so 160% move speed when we press this button. So that's why we need the discipline from Preparation, Focus Mind. Companion, Back Companion, I've just found I struggle with Hatred, and I've just found that this combined with Night Stalker means that Hatred is no problem. Now don't really have any resource cost rolls on my gear, so maybe with some more RCR in stats I could maybe look to switch these out, but at the moment what I found is that with these two on I have no hatred problems and I can be nice and fast. Ambush, 40% damage to enemies above 75% health, just means we can flatten most things with one shot. And then awareness, because we are still quite weak with elemental, the toughness here isn't massively high and this is just very beneficial. And yeah, we basically can just move around really quick. So what I do is I numlock both of these two, and then I will, before I go into the rift, build up my 20 momentum stacks, make sure I've got my Fortress Ballista at 10 stacks, jump into the rift, and then I will literally use the smoke screen whenever I want to move a little bit quicker. Sometimes if you overpop it, your discipline will run down and you won't be able to do it. It's fine, discipline comes back over time fairly quickly with preparation, so you just need to kind of spam it a little less. If you do find you're low on hatred for any reason, you can just activate your back companion, but other than that you're literally looking to funnel procs of your Zodiac into these two things here, and as I say, it works pretty well. Now if you were wanting more toughness, you could maybe try Raps of Clarity instead of the Arm Guards, that would give you another 50%. You could try the Visage of Goons here and maybe go for Seethe on Vengeance, and that would mean that maybe you could switch up your passives. So again, maybe try and take Hot Pursuit for another 20% move speed, that could be an idea. So there's lots of different ways. This is just kind of like a template. You can play about and fiddle about with it, but at the moment, if I was doing on season, this is kind of how my character would look, and I'd look to kind of improve it as we go. We can get Hungering Arrow damage on our belt and trousers, so that would be handy to get on both. And other than that guys, it's fairly easy to set up, really quick, very good, and completely regardless of the map. And that's one of the things that move speed builds have always attracted me to, is just the consistency of them. I used to do a lot of console playing, and teleporting on consoles just a bit clunky, so move speed is always one of my favourite things to do. So this is pretty quick. Is it faster than Multishot? It's difficult to say. Multishot's got the entire sweep, but I will probably play this next season myself because obviously it's new. So if I was to do speed key farming with the Demon Hunter next season, this would be my pick because I like playing new stuff. That's it for today guys. I'll be back with some more season 21 build up material just as soon as I can. If you've got any suggestions on how to improve this, do stick it in the comments. People do read them, and as I say, it is flexible. It is just a template at the moment. I'll catch you very soon. Take it easy. Peace.